Righto, let's go.
Ken, the obvious question is why would that happen when everything seemed to be well placed for Port Adelaide to do something special tonight?
I totally agree. We had what we needed. We had the build-up we wanted, and we came out and got blown off the park very early by the Bulldogs. They put us under enormous pressure around the ball. They put it forward. They turned it into goals, and then we started. We had to start chasing everything because it was a prelim final. There was no tomorrow when you're in that position. You have to go for stuff, which turns the game into probably as big a disaster as it was by the end of it, because we're not sitting there just accepting wanting to get beat.
Is there anything rolling through your head as to why that unravelled that way so early?
It's probably not the perfect time for me to talk too much about what happened early, because when you get into this stage of the year and it's a prelim final, there's so many emotions that are going on, and what you need and what you want and what you hope and wish for at the end of tonight. We got nowhere near what that was, and so it's probably needs a bit of time to digest and think clearly through it. But we have no excuses. We have no reasons that were outside of our control. We have what we needed, and we just didn't perform.
Ken, is there a reason why you chose that starting midfield rotation with Boak, Gray and Wines, and when everyone had expected Willem Drew to be in there at the very beginning? That's
what we start with most weeks. Willem Drew always starts on the interchange for us for every game almost, I reckon. It's not an unusual starting lineup for us.
Can the disparity in early contested possessions, ground ball gets, where you've been so strong all year, can you put your finger on a reason? I know you've just said that you probably need time to digest it, but what's your gut feel about why there was such a disparity in an area you've been so good at?
Yeah, again, it's give us some time to go through that and look through that. But you're right, with the numbers, everyone was telling us that, our contested possession is critical to us. But what we've seen when we have been beaten is that's the number that causes us the most grief without knowing, going through it in every detailed bit of play at the moment. It's clear that when we lose our spot in there, that becomes a damaging part of the game for us.
You used the word disaster, Ken. I know it's hard straight off the game, but have you got any explanation for why it was such a lackluster performance?
No, I'm not being at all disrespectful. That's the third question around why. And as I said, the very first answer was at the moment, it's probably not the right time for me to give you clarity on that, other than state you the obvious, that the numbers that were important to us went south very quickly, and Bulldogs turned them into score, and they put the scoreboard pressure on us. And they've done that to us in the 3 games that we've played them. I'm not hiding away from that. They've been able to get starts each time, twice here and once in Melbourne. We know and we expect, we look at every part of that leading into it. As I said, we have preparation time. We had great preparation time to have it right. We failed when we didn't need to, and we needed not to fail, but we did.
And what does this group have to do next? Well, how do you deal with this one, where we know in the past some of these results can bring teams down pretty hard?
Yeah, well, they do, because there's such a big, outcome for you, and everyone strives. Everyone starts at this footy club believing we want to win, and we're capable of winning the premiership in 2021. When you get to this stage and you fall short by one step to make it to that final game, it does hurt. It hurt last year, and the margin was 6 points. It hurts every year when you get to this stage, and you've got to just continue to work at it, and you've got to continue to improve. And all our players, young and old, just need to continue to work to get better, and know that every year, if you're not prepared to turn up and work hard to get back to the opportunity, it becomes, as you said, it becomes an easy drop-off for you if you're not willing to work.
Ken, did you expect the plan that the Bulldogs had for Aliir with Shaki and English kind of dragging him away from the play, they're kind of isolated?
Yeah, no, I don't think anything there was surprising to anyone. I think, they have three tools. We, I think some of the problems we had were when we got hold of the ball early, we gave them turnover, mid-arc turnover, and they turned that back into score. And not many teams can defend that when you give the turnovers that we were given at times. And whether that be Aliir, whether that be any of the other players behind the ball, they were often caught out based on the fact that they shouldn't have been probably anticipating a turnover that we gave.
Just a follow-up question: how did you rate, I guess, how Port used the ball going forward?
Not well enough, clearly. And as I said, the turnovers, we had a massive turnover game, and we've been very, very good at that for the last 7 or 8 weeks at not giving up the bad turnovers that we did, but the pressure of the game and the scoreboard, particularly after the early start, it meant we chased it a bit too hard, and we gave uncharacteristic turnovers that made the scoreboard blow right out by the end.
I was just going to ask you your overriding emotion at the moment, Ken. Could you sum it up, or is that too hard at this moment?
No, it's not too hard. It's clearly just total disappointment. This game, you put everything into it and you give everything you've got. Players, coaches, staff, everyone. This is a whole of footy club thing. We all work so damn hard to get where we want to go, and it gets ripped away from you. It gets ripped out of your hands, and there's nothing more that you can say other than you're totally disappointed. And tonight's not the night to think of anything other than it's real and it hurts.
Shock as well, Ken. I mean, how much shock is there that you put in a performance like that at that stage?
Shock. I don't know about. We were clearly really disappointed on our performance, but you know that if you don't play at your level at this game of football, this level of football, that result can happen to you every side. I mean, shock's not, again, I'm shocked that we played poorly, yeah, probably, but more, it's all around the hurt and the disappointment and how much it means to us. People don't, I'm sure people realise how much it means. But when you're actually working in it day to day and you're playing and you're training and you're giving everything you've got, you just rip everything out of your insides, and it hurts for too long. And that's why tonight's not the right night to spend too much time reflecting on the actual game itself.
Just one more on that then. Does this hurt more than I guess last year's? Because last year, you get left everything on the line, you got so close. This one, I guess, you don't play anywhere near the level you expect you to play.
No, we lost a prelim final. They hurt.
You said all year to judge the team, not during the middle of the year, but at the end of the season. How would you judge now this campaign?
Again, tonight, not right now. I don't think it's the right time. We made it to the last 4 teams in the competition. It's a bloody good effort to get to that position. But when you fall short, it feels like nothing feels good right now. So it's not the right time to reflect on the season.
Confident that the character of the players that you've got, though, that can absorb this and come back and fight again next year?
Yeah, well, your proof is in their ability to come back this year after last year. They're a youngish team. They've got some mature players, a couple of top end mature players, but overall they're quite a young, still developing team. They've got a lot to work on, not just because of a prelim final result. They've got a lot to work on in their development as players, and we have got lots to work on as a coaching staff to develop these players and our game style at a level that can be successful when we need it to be. There's no question about that.
Do you think the overall feeling? Oh, sorry. What is the overall feeling in the rooms there, Ken, at the moment?
I just said that. It's total disappointment. It's hurt. It's real. I'll give you another understanding. When you put everything into something and it gets ripped away from you and it means so much to you, I can't begin to explain to you how bad that feels. And players are the same. The whole staff, the whole club's the same. We set up to win. We don't set up to fall short. And the closer you get, the harder and more disappointing that loss is. But you've got to get here. You've got to wish you can get back here next year, and you've got to take the chance that the hurt's going to be bad again if you get to the same position and you lose. We're going to be a club that's just going to have to keep turning up, and we will keep turning up to get ourselves the next opportunity.
Marshall hamstring, how bad was that?
No, I got no idea right now, but enough that he couldn't keep going. So he's got plenty of time to get ready.
I know it's obviously a tough night, but I mean, Riley Bonner seemed to be probably one bright spark the way that he went about it.
Yeah, Riley's mate had a significant back 6 or 8 weeks of the season, and credit where credit's due. Riley knew exactly where he stood. He knew that he had to work hard at his game to improve, and it was within season. He managed to do that very well. Again, I'll give him one of the highlights of the back end of the year certainly was Riley's performance.
Again, it's pretty early, Ken, but is the depth of your midfield and area that you're going to have to work on over summer, or try to develop the group that you've got to, I suppose, build the resilience and depth in that midfield?
Yeah, the resilience is outstanding in the whole team. I think that's no doubt. But tonight it would be hard to justify that. But we try and build the whole team, not just one part. That isn't what it is. It's a team. It's easy to nominate the midfield tonight based on the numbers and the quality of the opposition. I get that, but we got to continue to build the whole team, not just one spot.